Kubernetes is an open-source container orchestration system that automates the deployment and management of containerized applications. It was originally designed by Google and is now maintained by the Cloud Native Computing Foundation. To understand how Kubernetes works, we need to start with the basics. Containers are lightweight and portable encapsulations of an application and its dependencies. They run as a process on the host operating system and share the same kernel. Kubernetes takes a group of machines and creates a cluster that can be used to run applications. The cluster is made up of worker nodes and a control plane. The control plane is the brain of the cluster and is responsible for making decisions about the cluster. The worker nodes are the machines that run the applications. The control plane consists of several components, including the API server, which is the entry point for all cluster operations. The scheduler is responsible for deciding which node to run a pod on. A pod is the basic execution unit in Kubernetes and represents a single instance of a running application. When a user submits a request to the API server to deploy an application, the scheduler selects a node to run the pod on and the pod is created. The node then runs the container and the application is deployed. Kubernetes provides several key features, including self-healing, which detects and restarts failed containers, resource management, which provides resource isolation and limits for containers, and scaling, which allows users to scale their applications up or down as needed. To get started with Kubernetes, a user would first create a cluster and then define their application using a YAML or JSON file. The file would specify the containers to run and the resources required. The user would then submit the file to the API server and the scheduler would deploy the application. Best practices for using Kubernetes include defining applications using configuration files and submitting them to the API server, using persistent storage to store data, and using service discovery to manage access to applications. In conclusion, Kubernetes is a powerful tool for automating the deployment and management of containerized applications. It provides a flexible and scalable way to manage applications and is widely used in production environments. By following best practices and using the features provided by Kubernetes, users can create highly available and scalable applications.